election map. Go ahead and clear that board. Ooh. So again, it's 270 to win as we do predict our winners all throughout the day. Looking at our election results, so this is as we did Kavik coming in. New York was called for Kamala Harris. Florida was called for Donald Trump. So that's, again, not surprising. That's Donald Trump's home state, new home state, I should say. We do have Virginia. Virginia was won by Mayor McCheese in a landslide victory, winning 85% of the vote. Mayor McCheese, the McDonald's mascot, did take Virginia. So if we do look at that big map, we can see as we do fill it in, there's New York, there's Florida, and of course Mayor McCheese. It's the same thing you did for Airbud. I don't know what you're talking about. You telling me I do a lot of dumb gimmicky things for a one shot? Nah. Now, if we do continue on tracking those winners, we do have, we can see that Georgia was won by a 2-liter of Coca-Cola. So, I mean, it's not surprising. Georgia's not really gone for Pepsi in quite some time. So 2-liter Coca-Cola does win it. Of course, the capital city of Tbilisi will probably upset their neighboring country of Turkey with that vote. So you can see, yes, Georgia has been called for a 2-liter of Coca-Cola. Delicious. Now, looking on our next one, we have New Jersey was won by a pile of used needles. This is not a big shock. I mean, Jersey Shore and I believe the Jersey Shore was taken there. A used pile of needles does win New Jersey year after year after year. Now, in Maine, this is a huge upset. While we were paying attention to the election, it looks like Canada has conquered the state of Maine. And that's terrible. So, yeah, we actually lost Maine. So that's gone. That's gone now. Now, back to the election results. Alabama did end up voting for their cousin Deborah. Now, they did reconnect at their family reunion. They kind of hit it off with their cousin Deborah, and Alabama did cast their support for their cousin Deborah. So Deborah did win the state of Alabama. And, this was not a shock. They really seem to connect at the family reunion. They have a lot of similar interests and or grandparents. So, looking on as we do keep projecting. Now, Maryland was won by skeletons. That's right, they're spooky, scary skeletons. They send shivers down your spine, and they did win the state of Maryland. Now, New Hampshire, don't know a whole lot about that, but New Hampshire loves ham. They love ham, they love the letter P, and they love the Shire from Lord of the Rings. So Ham did win that. It was a close race between the Shire and Ham. Of course, there's the third-party candidate, the letter P, but Ham did end up winning New Hampshire. So looking at that, it is quite obvious as we do update it. Now, you might notice I accidentally marked, I think that's Vermont, but that's, you know what, it's okay. Looking at the map, we do have Vermont up next. Sorry. Even I don't give a shit about Delaware. Skip it. Vermont did vote for friendship. They said, hey, why don't both the candidates, put aside their differences? Come together. It's so easy. Just, why can't they both be president, says New Hampshire, or Vermont. Yeah, so let's update that map. Now I'm putting New Hampshire in the right place. Other side, West Virginia, in following stead with Alabama, has voted for your cousin Deborah. Again, Deborah winning the state of Virginia, the first candidate to win 2 states. Very impressive for Deborah. This is a strong showing as Deb does come out on top. Impressive for Deborah, your cousin Deborah. Looking back to our elections, Massachusetts was won by Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark, the main actor, the lead actor of The Happening, did win the state of Massachusetts. Connecticut was, of course, won by a 1994 Honda Civic. It's a reliable car. It will get you from point A to point B, and for that reason, people of Connecticut have spoken, and a 1994 Honda Civic has won the state of Connecticut. In Tennessee, Secretariat, the beloved racehorse, has taken the crown And I'm being told, yes, indeed, Kentucky did go to Secretariat, and indeed, the Triple Crown as Mississippi also went to Secretariat. The Secretariat sweep is real. As we do keep on updating our map, you can see there's a big swath of Secretariat right up there, and that's good politics right there. I mean, they ran a great race and did come out on top, winning the Preakness. We got North Carolina went to fellow streamer extraordinaire, Too Slow 2 Series TV. It's just a, good friend, great candidate, and the most kissable head on twitch.tv. Be sure to check out Too Slow 2 Series TV. Here's a little shout out for him, as we did see him a little bit earlier. Now, he is from North Carolina, not surprising. I'm from Ohio. Really fingers crossed that I do end up winning the state of Ohio. But as we do go through those results, it is looking like South Carolina was conquered by the state of California. So South Carolina now belongs to California. Interesting. This is a shocking result, as it seems South Carolina has lost their statehood, and there's now a part of California. And yes, indeed, we do have results from Ohio. I'm an Ohio streamer. Let's see if I won Ohio. No, damn it. It was Jance Dance Vance's couch. So you might not know this, but JD Vance's full name is Jance Dance Vance. And Jance Dance Vance's couch has won the state of Ohio. Now, this couch has seen a lot of use, a lot of wear and tear, but it is also now winning the Electoral College votes for the state of Ohio. Looking back over to our election results, we got both Minnesota and Wisconsin were won by cheese. The delicious dairy yummy goodness has won both Minnesota and Wisconsin. This is not a shock. Minnesota and Wisconsin both do love cheese. Update our map real quick. Beautiful. Wow, that's some good cheese. Continue on as we do report the states as they're coming in. Missouri was also won by your cousin Deborah. Oh boy, falling lockstep with West Virginia and Alabama, Deborah has won the state of Missouri. Now, this is the first person to get 3 states. 3 states. Of course, we do have Secretariat winning 3 states, but this is the first person to win 3 states. Your cousin Deborah, you just really get in there. Really get in there. Keeping it in the family. Keep it in the family. Now, Michigan was beat by Ohio State football. Go Bucks. Muck Fishigan. All that stuff. Michigan has been defeated by Ohio State football. That's amazing. Amazing to see. Now, we do have some groundbreaking news. Pennsylvania was won by Lego Kamala Harris. Now, Lego Kamala Harris is the first openly Lego candidate to run for president. There is suspicion that Andrew Jackson was a closeted Lego person, but it was not confirmed. Not confirmed. But Lego Kamala Harris did win the state of Pennsylvania. Absolutely incredible, as we do update our map to show all of those victors. Again, a lot up for play, a lot of Electoral College votes going around, a lot going on. Back to the results. We do see, oh my god, it's Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush has come back from the grave and or still alive. Who knows? He might be dead, but he's definitely won Illinois, Indiana, and Nebraska in the Jeb sweep. It's Jebtober, and Jeb Bush does take those states. Wow, absolutely incredible. Let's update that map, and boom, solid chunk of Jeb right there. Now, continuing on with our election results as we go state by state. California, in an upset, was conquered by South Carolina. It looks like they've done a Freaky Friday swap. Oh my gosh, indeed, California has traded places with South Carolina. Indeed, California is now South Carolina, as South Carolina has been conquered by California. Wild. Now, on the other side of it, we do have Louisiana was won over by a handful of beads. Apparently, that's all it takes to win over the state of Louisiana, is just throwing them a fistful of beads. It's honestly kind of sad how low the standards for Louisiana to whip out their Electoral College votes. All you need to do a little bit of beads. Ooh, more breaking news. So we lost Maine to Canada. It looks like Mexico has reclaimed New Mexico and Arizona. Those states are no longer part of the Union. This is not good. This is not good. We're down to 47 states, and that's just not helpful. That's not we're missing a whole. That's like right in the middle. Right in the middle. As New Mexico does take that. Devastating. Texas has voted for anybody but Ted Cruz. Apparently that man ate their son, and Ted Cruz has roundly been rejected by the state of Texas. If only the actual results did line up with my predicted results, we'd be in a much better country. But yeah, no, anybody but Ted Cruz has won the state of Texas. Continuing on with our election coverage, both North and South Dakota have gone Deb. It looks like a Jeb v. Deb race as we do get down to the final throws. Again, your cousin Deborah, again, you hit it off. You did a little kissing, but it's not weird. You had an awkward giggle, but you have North and South Dakota have voted for Deborah for President of the United States. Let's go ahead and update our electoral map as Deborah has taken some more ground in those not contested states. Idaho has chosen to vote for President the smiley face French fries. There's just something a little bit special, nostalgic, fun about the smiley face French fries, and they have won over the people of Idaho. Incredible. Looking over now, Colorado, the Mile High State, has gone a little bit higher as the Good Kush has won the state of Colorado. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Let's continue to check our those results. There's those. And, of course, the Spongy Bob
led the right.
Welcome in, Nerfgonic. How you doing this wonderful, wonderful day? We're going over election coverage. And looking over to that election coverage, we do have that Good Kush winning Colorado. Now, Alaska, in a surprising turn of events, was won by Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, localized entirely within your kitchen. Now, we do know that ham did win New Hampshire, those steamed hams, but it does seem that Aurora Borealis has won the state of Alaska. Now, that's only 3 electoral college votes, but that is a huge chunk of the map, as I do fill that in. And oh my gosh, it looks like, yes, I'm hearing this correctly, Jeb Bush has won the rest of the states because I got tired of editing. Oh my Christ, it's Jeb. It's Jeb all the way down. And am I hearing this correctly? Jeb has been elected president of Mexico. Oh my gosh, Jeb has won, and Jeb has won Germany. Jeb Bush is now the chancellor of Germany, and indeed has become, yes indeed, we are getting early reports from out of Russia that Jeb Bush has won Russia. Holy shit, Taiwan was won by Jeb Bush. France was won, oh, that's Germany again. France was won by Jeb Bush. It's Jeb time. It's Do You Believe in Jebiracles? As Jeb Bush has won all of those states, all of those key critical elections. Yep, it's Jeb time. Now, I'm seeing, hold on. We are missing one result, and indeed, Hawaii reporting late. Looks like Hawaii has gone to Kamala Harris. And that has been election 2024. It looks like it is a Jeb sweep. Congratulations to a new president, new chancellor, new dictator of the world, Jeb Bush. It's all Jeb all the way down. Cheers.